It was wonderful to find out that Ali Smith was the guest director, because it gave us such a huge scope. She's such a fabulous person to work with. She's really open to ideas, and we've found that our imaginations were in flight because hers is so incredible and so eclectic. And so my ambitions really were to live up to our guest director, and to try to find things that would excite my audiences, obviously, and make Brighton Festival proud. But crucially, that when Ali Smith sat in front of it, I'd feel okay about it. So the first thing we were able to do was to make the children's parade fit one of Ali's themes, which was birds. And because the schools are so incredible in interpreting themes, we felt we ought to give them a little more scope than just birds. And their theme is taking flight. So taking flight allows them to be anything from kites to spaceships to bugs and beetles. But the birds will be at the front, and the birds will be the key to the whole parade, being the first flight. The theme of new maps for old is a really interesting one, and it fitted in with a company that I have been desperate to get back to Brighton Festival since they were first here in, I think, 2009 with The Rabbit in the Moon. They're a company called Velo Theatre Company, and they're from France. I think they're the best children's theatre company in the world, actually, but they're certainly one of them. They're bringing us this show just for 2 days called To the Frog at the Bottom of the Well, the Sky is Round. And it's not about frogs or wells, and it's in French. But it comes with a thing that I hope we've invented called an explainer, which is not a translator. So there's not somebody translating every word of the show, but there's somebody helping us along through the French. And obviously, as some of us are 6 years old, they are a very supportive person. And it's really a journey to discover childhood. And it looks at the places that we lived in our childhood and our perceptions of them. I am also excited about a funny little show that I saw in Edinburgh. It's a show called I Do, Do I? And it's by a man called Greg Sinclair. He's Scottish, and the show's not been seen south of the border before. And it's based on the Fluxus movement in the 60s. So it's there again, it's one of those children's shows you couldn't get away with the rest of the year because everybody go, you what? Mm-hmm. But in fact, it's about how we perceive sound. Greg is a very good cello player, and but he's more interested in what makes sounds music, and what makes music sound. And he takes his instructions for the piece from a series of children's voices. So he worked with children at a school in Scotland, and they all gave him instructions as to how they wanted it to sound. And then Greg interprets those instructions. It's actually very funny and very surprising. In the natural world, there are bouncing rabbits when you're the children's programmer, and I found some wonderful bouncing rabbits created by one man with his fingers and thumbs. This man is literally a screen and a light, and he is quite phenomenal what he can do with two hands. And sometimes, I don't know if it's cheating or not, but sometimes a little bit of his hat comes in onto the shadows, and he'll have rabbits and their noses are wiggling and grass is coming up through the ground. His company is called Fingers and Thumbs Theatre Company, and the show is called Small Fables, and they're just delightful little tales for our younger audiences, all about animals. Of course, one of the big happenings for Brighton this year is the opening of the Brighton Open Air Theatre up on Dyke Road, where the bowling green used to be. And we are very proud indeed to be opening it with Shakespeare's Globe. What better, I say. And they are doing Romeo and Juliet. And really, you couldn't have a better piece to open a new open-air theatre than Shakespeare's Globe playing Romeo and Juliet. And it's all, the stars were in the alignment, I think. It's just as it should be.